Hello everyone. Have you ever thought about becoming a YouTube content creator? Well, I did, and I'm into about a 6-month journey now, and I'm going to tell you what really has happened in that 6 months. My name is Craig, and I run a page or channel called Old Guy Paintball. And I've been doing this for about 6 months, like I said, and I'm here to give you the realities of what it's like to be a real YouTube content creator. Like most of you, I started out with this with watching videos in my preferred niche and decided, you know what, I like to try to do the same thing. You know, and you see stories about people, hey, they get paid to do this and everything else, and decide, yeah, you know what, I'll try it. What have I got to lose? It's just a little bit of time. So like most of you, I watched some videos and decided to come up with my name and my channel and started making videos. And it's been an interesting journey. This is February of 2025, and at this point I have approximately 90 subs or subscribers. Not even close to being monetized or anything like that. But one of the things, like a lot of people, is it's a lot more difficult than you think. So I'm going to start out from the beginning. When I decided to create my channel, one of the first decisions what you have to make is, how do you want to make your videos? Do you invest a lot of money in camera and lighting, or do you just use your phone and you just start creating content to see if you can actually get an audience built? And one of the things you look at a lot of videos, they talk about, if you want to become a content creator, you should treat it like a business. Well, that's a kind of a two-way street. To start a business, you got to invest money and hope you make money. And if not, then it's more of a hobby, and it's how much you want to invest in a hobby. So I decided that I wasn't going to put a lot of money into this and a lot of effort right off the bat. I wanted to see, could I get the response that I thought I would get? And like everybody else, when you start this, you think, yeah, you know what, there's guys got 10,000 subscribers and they're obviously getting paid and it can't be that hard. Well, it's a little more difficult than I thought it would be. So I decided I'm just going to use my iPhone, and I don't have a computer hook up to it. So I have a limited capability in that my phone, I can only do so much editing and everything else. And, you know, I can only do so much with creating thumbnails and all the other things you look into. And so I've just been using my phone for 6 months, and right now it's probably going to be the continued process. My view of the whole situation is that if I'm not going to get paid to do this, there isn't a whole reason to invest a ton of money. Now, everybody has their own decision, but I really cannot sit here and say, well, I'm going to spend a couple $100 on a better camera and lighting systems and a microphone and everything else, and maybe, you know, have to get a new computer to load these things. You could be investing hundreds, if not $1,000 just to get started. And if you can't get the subscribers right off the bat, it's a tough go some days, and mentally, that if you want to keep doing this. So I decided this is the process, how I'm going to do it for a while and see how it goes. And one of the things I've discovered is, and I'm going to tell everybody who wants to start creating content, is, yes, watch a few videos to get some ideas. And there's a lot of channels out there that offer self-help. And that's one of the first things you have to realize is, when you take the journey to become a YouTube content creator, at this point, there's probably 100 million people who watch YouTube. And when you really get down to it, there are thousands, if not tens of thousands, of content creators out there. There may be millions. And almost every niche, and when they talk about your niche, they're basically saying your subject matter. Now, you can do a broad range idea, and the niche is your narrow. For example, for me, my overall area is sports, and my niche is the sport of paintball, and that is what I concentrate on. Whatever it is for you, it could be cooking, photography, gaming, you know, it would be something, and then your niche is that specific area. And I do agree that you want to be very specific in what you want to do, because if you're all over the place, YouTube just kind of, it doesn't seem it helps get you going. But one of the things I've learned from a lot of the self-help videos or tutorials is there's a lot of them out there, and they all make it sound like it's relatively easy, and it's not, because they're large. And the other thing you have to watch out for is you have to take it with a grain of salt, that most of them are either sponsored by or have some involvement with some form of paid association with something, whether it's a company that offers paid training, or they own the certain, or they're connected, getting sponsored by software, editing things and helping you make everything from thumbnails to editing to all this other stuff. They may be some kind of tied into that, and part of what they're trying to do is to get you to subscribe to their service, which makes them more money. I have been on several of these sites, and I don't believe I've ever had one of them ever become a subscriber of me. So one of the things they, they talk about is interacting with other channels to make yourself look viable. And yes, I try to do that, but also you have to look at too, it's the same thing within your niche. Asking other people within your niche or your subject for help may not always work out either. You have to look at it from the broader picture. They have a channel that's successful. Asking them for advice, well, if you start to grow, you could potentially become competition and start siphoning away viewers, which would mean siphoning away potential money from them. It's like any other business. You want to open up a certain kind of business in a town, and you go to somebody who already has the business and you start talking to them. They're not going to tell you everything, because eventually they're going to realize you're going to be their competition. You're going to eat into their potential profits down the road. So getting advice from people within your own subject area, I wouldn't recommend it, because they may not be the most helpful because of the competition factor. In the end, we're all fighting for the same amount of views and likes and subscriptions as everybody else. And that's the tough go about it. When I started this, I said, hey, I'm going to do this for fun. If I get monetized, that's great. I mean, I would love to, like everybody else. I'd love to make a living at this. But I'm also a realist, knowing that that may not even happen. Getting 500 to 1,000 subscribers in 4,000 hours is not easy. Yes, you see all kinds of stories out there. Lightning does strike. There are people who launch these channels and boom, they explode, and they make it very quickly. But on the average, people saying, oh, I've gotten 1,000 hours in 30 days, and I've gotten, 1,000 subs and views and all this in 1 week and stuff. And maybe it happens. Hasn't happened to me. I haven't had a long video get over 100 views yet, and I doubt this one will either. But I have had some success with shorts, and I've had a couple get into a couple thousand views. But when you start looking at some of these people who have tens of thousands or 100,000 views, you're a small fish in the big pond. And that's the other thing. They all talk about YouTube promoting you, but you also have to look at, too, from the competition factor. You are a small fish in a big pond. You're a minnow. And if there's a bigger person who has a big audience and has a lot of views and has a lot of interaction, they're going to put their push on the channel that's making them money. People pay them to subscribe to YouTube, so they're going to push the best quality and the best channels out there. So always keep that in mind. Just because you're starting out doesn't mean you can't make it, but it's not an easy road, because the reality is they're always going to favor someone who's already successful as opposed to the new guy on the block. Now, when I did this, I didn't do it to, make this to discourage anybody. If you want to be a YouTube content creator, by all means, I encourage everybody to try it. It's kind of fun, but it takes a lot more time than you think it does. Creating a thumbnail and creating the editing process, if you want to do that, or just coming up with titles and content. It's not as simple as you think. You're going to spend several hours just on a 15-minute video. And if you have multiple videos, that's just more time you're going to spend. And you have to kind of weigh that with, how much time do I spend creating this? And I'm really not getting paid. And like most of us, we have real jobs we have to go to every day to earn a living. So you have to factor in, the time factor of that. What's it really worth to you? So in 6 months, I've had some disappointments. But I'm not really discouraged. I'm hoping that people will watch this, subscribe to the channel. I hope you all hit the like button and you share this with other people so that they can see the real journey of a real, everyday, average YouTube creator. And I hope that maybe, this will be a turning stone and help people out in the future to realize that it is a long journey. It may take you years to get to the point of being a paid content creator, and you may never get to it. So please keep it real and understand that it's going to be a challenge. You're going to have good days and bad days. And believe me, the good days are when you see something kind of take off and you get excited. And then the bad day is the next time you put a video up and you get basically next to no views. But also, take it with a grain of salt with what's out there. There's a lot of good information on YouTube. You can learn from it. But everybody seems to have a success story. And I'll be honest, I've tried a lot of their tips that they have suggested in their videos. And honestly, nothing has been a game changer for me. I have not seen this boom moment either. So just be realistic about it, that it's a longer process than you think. It's going to be tougher than you think. And if you're one of the people that's going to say, hey, I did it in a short time, you know what? Congratulations. I applaud you. That's awesome that you got the success that you wanted. And like everybody out there who's starting out, I, like everyone else, hope that everyone out there makes it to that point. But you got to remember, there's a lot of people who create content, and there's a lot of people who give up and don't ever make it. Because in the end of the day, every channel has hundreds, if not thousands, of content creators already out there. And it's a very competitive situation to be in. So I hope that this is a realistic view of how it is to be a YouTube content creator. And probably later this summer, early fall, I'm going to probably do a 1-year evaluation and come back and you can see what happens a year from now. But with that, thank you for watching this video. I thank you for your support. Please leave a comment below and help give me some feedback to maybe ways to do things better or ideas that worked for you. And if not, hey, if you're a YouTuber starting out, stick together. Let's grow together. Let's keep the journey and the dream alive. Everyone, you have a great day, and thank you.